Hey, so in this series, I am answering your questions. I get lots of fantastic questions from you here on YouTube, over on Instagram, via email, and from my current students as well. And I think that this is a great way to answer questions that I know a lot of people have, but haven't necessarily asked themselves. All right, so today's question is, if I've been trying with English for a long time and I have failed or I'm not making progress, when is it okay to basically give up and say enough? I'm done with English. It's too difficult. It's not for me. All right. That's the question we're going to be talking about. It's a great question. And actually, I'm sure that many of you have felt like this at one time or another. So let's talk about it. So I'm sure that you've felt frustrated with your English at one time or another, especially as an adult learner. If you just started learning English as an adult and you never learned when you're in school, your progress can be slower, and this can be frustrating. This can be demotivating, and I understand if sometimes you just want to stop with English altogether and you feel like it's just too much, it's just too hard for you. And to answer this question, when is it okay to give up? When is it okay to say, okay, it's enough? Honestly, if English is important to you for a goal you need to reach in your life, for example, let's say a job, or you need to move overseas, or for a relationship that you have, if this is the case, then honestly, it's never okay to give up or to say it's enough, all right? But there are some things that you can do to basically make the process of English a little bit less frustrating and keep yourself going when you do feel like giving up. So the first thing that you can do is to try to change your approach to learning. And this is actually not the easiest thing to do as an adult, because a lot of us are used to one way of learning, the way that we learned in school. We memorize things, we study things, we repeat things, and this is how we learn, right? But unfortunately, not everybody learns the same way. Everyone has a different learning style. Everyone has different strengths and different weaknesses. So if you have been learning only one way, or only in a traditional sense, I recommend changing your approach, trying something new, changing the way that you look at learning English, okay? So I strongly recommend taking a more communicative approach to English. So try to use English in a way that lets you communicate with other people. So interact with people online, join activities, different things that let you actually use the English you've been studying more freely, and basically to communicate a little more, all right? So try changing your approach. This is the very first thing. The next thing is to know when to take a break or when to slow down, because as adults, we sometimes become almost addicted to being busy. And when we have a goal, we sometimes feel like if we work and work and work and work and work, we're gonna reach this goal, whether our approach is actually working or not. And sometimes it's necessary to slow down and to take a little break, and to kind of reset our approach and our mindset. So let's say your goal is to pass an English exam, and you're studying and studying and studying, and you fail the exam, and you keep studying and studying and studying, and you fail the exam again. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna give up on this. Instead, it might be a better idea to take a break, to slow down a little bit, and to recharge, and then change your approach, okay? So sometimes it is a matter of just taking a break. The third point, and the one I think is actually probably the most important, is to be honest and realistic with yourself. It's very, very important to manage your expectations and manage your goals, and be realistic with the goals that you actually have. So whatever your goals are with English, it's not realistic to think that you can jump from the starting line to the finish line. It's just not realistic. It's a journey, right? So let's say, for example, your goal is to get a job in English, but you are a beginner. You have a beginner level of English. that is unrealistic, right? So let's say you're here and you're a beginner and getting the job is the end goal or at the finish line, right? You cannot just jump from here to here. There are steps that you need to take along the way, all right? So it might be frustrating that you're not moving as quickly as you would like to, but it's just about being realistic and setting smaller goals, more manageable goals, and checking in with yourself and really asking yourself, like, okay, am I on the right track? Is this reasonable in this amount of time? Am I taking the necessary steps I need to reach this goal? So it doesn't matter what your goal is. Maybe it's to get a job. Maybe it's to pass an exam. Maybe it's to go to university. Maybe you just want to be confident and be able to speak to people and make friends, right? Whatever your goal is with your English, it is possible, but you need to be realistic and manage your own expectations as an adult learner. This is very, very important, all right? So the bottom line here is, if English is important to you and it's important in your life for reaching your goals and getting to where you would like to be or achieving whatever you would like to achieve, then in that case, you should never give up on it. But it is okay to take a little bit of a break, to take a step back and to reassess or revisit your goals and just make sure that you're being realistic and you are taking the best approach for you, all right? So thank you so much for this question. I really enjoyed answering it. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments for me, and I will be continuing to answer your questions in this series. So I'll see you soon in the next one.